All right, when we talk about exponents, it's when we have a big number, which is called our base, and then we have a smaller number that's to the top right corner of that big number, and that's the exponent. The base is the factor. It's the number that gets multiplied over and over, and the exponent tells us how many times I'm going to multiply that base by itself. So this we would read as 4 to the second power. That means we are going to multiply 4 by itself 2 times. 4 times 4, which is 16. This doesn't mean 4 times 2. Those are two different things. If it's an exponent, we're multiplying the big number by itself, not by the exponent. So let's look at how we would write a couple of these in exponential, what we call exponential notation, or with exponents. So that first one, 3 times 3. How would we write that using exponents? Griffin?
3 over 2.
So we're going to call it 3 to the second power is how we're going to read that. Good. Okay, Miriam, what about the next one?
So for the 6, I'm not sure, but 3 to the 4th? No, 6 to the 4th power?
Very good. It's going to be 6 to the 4th power because 6 is what's being multiplied over and over, and it's 4 times. Good. Blake, what about the next one? 10 to the 3rd power. Very good. What about the next one? Cecilia?
9 to the 5th power.
Excellent. Bless you. 9 to the 5th power. Last one's a little bit different. Maeve, what do you think? 7 to the what power do you think we would call that? To the 1st power. Very good. Typically, we're not going to write numbers to the 1st power because it's just the number itself. Okay? Now, you can use your calculator. Sometimes you're not going to have a calculator and you're going to have to do the long division. Okay, 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Ooh, okay? But you can use your calculator. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to type in this, what we call expanded form. So, for example, 6 to the 4th power, I don't want you typing in 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. Because the more times we have that base being multiplied, the more likely you are to maybe make a mistake or miss a button on the calculator. So I'm going to show you how you're going to do this, and then you're going to practice. So for this first one, 3 times 3, or 3 to the 2nd power, we know that we should get what for an answer here? Don't tell me 6.
3.
9. 3 times 3 is 9. So we know when we plug this in, it should give us 9. Here's how you're going to plug this into your calculator. Everybody do this with me. You're going to hit 3, the base, in your calculator. And then you're going to look for a button that's called the caret key. It looks like this, like an arrow pointing up. If you are using a TI-30 calculator, which is this one, it is diagonally above the 7 to the left. If you are using a TI-15, which are those light blue ones, Mr. Welsh has one in his hand, it is 2 spaces above the 9. Okay? So you're looking for that caret key, and that basically says we're taking 3 and we're raising it to what power? 2, so it's going to be 3 caret key 2 equals, and that gives us what? 9, which is what it's supposed to equal. Good. So let's practice. Oh,
My calculator keeps adding a 5.
Okay, so if your calculator, this is a good thing to know, because this happens more often than we would like. If your calculator, you're plugging something into your calculator, and you get an answer, and you're like, I know that's not right. Or I hit equals, and it's adding a number at the end. What the heck is happening? There is a setting or a function set on your calculator at the moment that you don't want. Anytime that happens this year, you are going to, it doesn't matter which calculator you're using, you're going to hit the on and the clear button at the same time. Everyone try that right now. On and clear at the same time. And it should tell you your memory has been cleared. That wipes out any of those funky settings that are happening, and now you can try it again and it should work.
Whoa.
Okay? All right, let's try the next one. 6 to the 4th. Why are calculators smart?
Yeah, how are they?
How? Because they're programmed to be that way. 6 to the 4th. In your calculator, 6 caret key 4. 6 raised to the 4th. Bless you. Grace, what'd you get? 1,296. How many people agree with Grace? Now, I know that some of you probably got that answer and you're like, that can't be right. 6 to the 4th is 1,000 something? When we use exponents, they get big really fast. Think of why. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 6 is 216. 216 times 6 1,296. So even though it doesn't feel like it should be a lot, because we're multiplying it over and over, it gets big really fast, okay? In your calculator, 10 caret key 3, 10 to the third power, what do we get? Chase. 1,000. Do we agree with Chase is 1,000? Good. Try the next one, 9 to the 5th power. Again, 9 to the 5th. It's only 5 nines. It can't be that big, right? Elliot? 59,049. So 59049.
Yeah.
Did anyone expect it to be that big?
Yeah.
Some of us were starting to think, so 9 times 9, 81. 81 times 9, 700 and something. 700 times 9, 6,000, like 729 actually I think is right. Nice job. Times that, like, they get big really fast. I just didn't feel like doing that heavy lifting in the moment. Okay. 7 to the first, obviously going to be 7. Anaya. Oh, gosh. Okay, plug that in. 7 to the first. Does it give us 7? Yeah. What if you thought that 7 should have been 7 to the 0? Plug that into your calculator. 7 to the 0 power.
That's just 0.
It's just 0?
No, it's 1.
I thought
7 to the 0 is 1?
Yeah.
Huh. What's 100 to the 0 power then?
Oh, I did 7 to 1. Whoa.
Yes, everything to the power of 0 is 1. Kind of a weird math fact, but yes, a lot of people think it's going to be 0. It is not. It is 1. All right. We're going to do some practice with exponents here. Let me pass this out. We're going to fill in the notes vocab part together, and then you're going to work with partners to crank this out. All right, we're going to skip this first part, and we're going to go jump into this vocab here. So base and exponent. So the base is the number that is being what? Blank by itself.
times.
Multiplied is the technical term. You had the right operation. It's the number being multiplied by itself. So in the example, 9 to the 2nd power, which number is the base?
9.
9. In the example, 6 to the 4th power, what's the base? 6. Nicely done. The exponent then determines the number of times the base is multiplied by itself. Oh, sorry, am I keeping you awake?
No, I'm just tired. Go to a wedding.
Anywho.
You have to get about 4.
Not answered. All right. 3 to the, mine is blurry on yours. I don't think it is as blurry. 3 to the 5th. What is the exponent there? 5. And in 2 to the 7th, what's the exponent?
7.
All right. This next sentence we're going to fill in, but then we're going to also add to it. So it says any number raised to the, we're going to fill in 2nd power. So any number that is raised to the 2nd power is said to be, does anyone know the nickname for raising something to the 2nd power? So I could say it's 9 to the 2nd power or 9 squared is correct. Nice job. That is a nickname when we're using 2 as an exponent. And then off to the side of that, we're also going to add that the 3rd power also has a nickname. Anyone know the nickname for the 3rd power? Ella?
Square root?
Ooh, good guess. No. Square root would be we're doing like the backwards of squaring something, of putting it to the 2nd power. So we're thinking what times itself gives us that number. Bless you. To the 3rd power is called cubed. 2nd and 3rd power are the only 2 exponents that have nicknames like that. So 9 to the 2nd power, I could say 9 squared. 9 to the 3rd power, I can say 9 cubed. 9 to the 4th power, I can say 9 to the 4th power, because that doesn't have a nickname to it. Okay? So when you get with partners in a second, you're going to finish this front side. Again, you should not be working ahead, so you shouldn't have anything else filled in on your paper right now. Flip to the back side. We're going to fill in the 2 definitions on the back, and then we're going to get with partners. So looking at expanded form. Expanded form is just a way of showing the full multiplication of the base. So 6 to the 3rd power in expanded form is 6 times 6 times 6. I'm writing it out. I'm expanding it. So what would the expanded form of 3 to the 6th power be? Jonah.
What would be the form?
What would the expanded form of 3 to the 6th look like?
3, the number 3 6 times.
Yeah, 3 being multiplied by itself 6 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Whew. All right. And then for standard form, when a number is raised to a power or when the number is simplified, it is called standard form. That definition to me isn't the best. It doesn't give us like a real clear idea of what the standard form is. So you might want to go off to the side here and just write, it's the answer. Like when I solve it, whatever number I get when I solve it, that's standard form. Okay? So we're going to do partner cards. We've got about 15 minutes for you to work on this with your partner. We'll go over answers at the end.